Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Unprofessional Entrepreneur. My name is Felly Day, and I am excited to jump straight in, as I always do, because I have no time for all of that fancy intro, schmintro shit. Um, let's be real, we all just skip them anyways. But I wanted to give a little disclaimer that I have given myself permission to not be consistent with the show this summer because I took vacation mid-May, and since coming back, I have just been all over the place energetic wise. I am moving towards a more long-form content strategy in my agency, in my business. I'm leaning towards more blogging. I've hired a Pinterest manager. And so on that note, I'm just like not in the content creation groove like I used to be. And I have just seriously struggled to get ahead on my podcast recording. And after a week of telling myself to get my shit together, I decided to listen to my own advice and say, if it's not working, don't force it. And that is where I'm going to record these episodes as I damn well please. I have a lot of content lined up that I would like to record, that I would like to get through. Will the show consistently come out weekly or will it turn bi-weekly? That I cannot tell you. Currently, I am thinking that we're going to end up being bi-weekly throughout the summer. I have a couple interviews lined up, but for the most part, I am kind of done with guest episodes on this show. I just don't see the turnout from all of you on guest episodes that I do on the solo episodes. So I do want to focus mostly on solo episodes. And I also don't want to put insane pressure on myself. So there you have it. It's most likely going to be bi-weekly episodes. I'm thinking I'll still do weekly in June, but then July, August, it's going to probably be bi-weekly. Same for September, October, because I will be getting married and traveling, hopefully, if I can get my husband to have time off for a honeymoon. So yeah, that's where we're at. I honestly considered like just taking a break and like going into season 4, but I don't feel ready to take a break. I have shit I want to say. I just also want the space to get it out there without all the stress of like weekly deadlines. Anyways, that's where we're at. Let's get into it. Let's get into the episode. I've rambled enough. I want to talk about content platforms because one of the first things people come to me and say is, which platform should I be sharing my content to? Which platform should I be showing up on? And I'm all about omnipresence. I'm all about leveraging your existing content to be on multiple platforms and repurposing instead of creating new. But I do not believe that we need to be on every single platform. I do not believe that every piece of content should be repurposed. And I think everyone should use email. I do have a podcast episode all about that. The one platform I think everyone should use, that is email. And there's multiple reasons. You can go listen to that episode if you want. I'm not going to look it up for you. I will just put it in the show notes because I don't know the number off the top of my head, but I think it was season 1. I think it's very possible for you to spread yourself too thin when it comes to your marketing. I've seen it happen more than once. And the fastest way to do that is to try and show up on all the platforms. When I give presentations, I generally share, like, if you're a solopreneur, you should be on like email plus a visibility platform. So some kind of social media or some kind of like heavy collaboration strategy, whether that's like summits or podcast guesting, like going ham on that to drive everyone back to your email list. And then once you have help, whether it's a VA, whether it's a marketing strategist, whether it's an OBM, once you have that support, then it's time to be on like platform 3, platform 4, right? Like that's when you can start taking advantage of a blog, of LinkedIn, of TikTok, of, like social media platform plus email plus the fun one plus the experimentation one plus like doing more platforms. I think you need support to get there. So a lot of the times when people come to me and they're like, I'm not seeing the sales I want, I'm not seeing the numbers I want, um, I'm I'm trying to create so much content, and they tell me like, well, I'm posting to Facebook and Instagram, and sometimes I get on LinkedIn, and I'm trying to be consistent with my emails, and I also have my podcast, and it's just too much. Like, first of all, I don't even know where Facebook is at in the world right now, but my opinion would be Facebook groups or bust. So if you're not posting in other people's Facebook groups, like if you're still using the automation of resharing your Instagram posts to Facebook automatically, I personally don't think that's going to be the thing that's bringing you clients unless you've always nurtured that Facebook group. It's not worth the brain space, even though it takes no extra energy. Same for copy pasting your Instagram or using a Zap even to post your Instagram captions onto LinkedIn. It's not effective. LinkedIn has a different audience, a different algorithm, different needs, different calls to action, different hooks work, different photos work, right? So having that copy paste content go to LinkedIn, it's then taking up brain space for you of going to check LinkedIn, seeing if anyone's commenting, seeing that you're getting crickets, getting down on yourself because it's not getting traction, questioning what you can do to make LinkedIn better, but you don't have the time space or energy space to make more improvements to your LinkedIn content. So you keep doing what you're doing, but it's like kind of pulling from you instead of adding to your strategy. This is where I go back to my stick to email and one visibility source until you have support or until you master it. If you've mastered your Instagram strategy, you have your content going out weeks in advance, you know what you want, you know what you're doing, okay, then feel free to add in a second one, add a podcast, get to LinkedIn, get to a blog. But if you're trying to show up on all the platforms by yourself, if you're trying to create content for all the platforms by yourself, and you're not seeing results, trim it down. Trim it down, focus on 2 to 3 on your own and experiment and study it. Because if people are giving you those comments of like, oh my God, I love this. This is so cool. What a great offer. It's very possible you're only talking to your friends and not your ideal clients. Or if they are your ideal clients and you know it, it's very possible that something in your messaging is missing. So instead of trying to create more content to be on LinkedIn or to be on a blog post, I want you to actually double down on your messaging, try new messaging, and keep testing it on your Instagram or on whatever platform you're using until it starts to land. And when you see that content start to land, that's when you're like, your emails are getting updated and you're being more consistent on Instagram and you're going to start seeing those results. And then you can hire so that you can double down on it and you can do it on another platform, or you can hire my team to double down on that content and put it on another platform. All right. So that was a fair amount of rambling about platforms. If you have any questions about the platforms you're showing up on, like slide into my DMs, come find me at FellyDay on Instagram. Let's chat, or you can email me info@FellyDay. But I would love to help provide you clarity on this because I know there's a lot of pressure to feel like you need to be doing it all, and it won't actually help you in the long run to try and do it all by yourself. So I hope that was helpful. I'm going to love you and leave you there. And I will catch you all when I catch you on another episode of The Unprofessional Entrepreneur. If you are looking for more information on repurposing your content, if you want to DIY it, feel free to head to the show notes and grab the Turn 1 into 10 private podcast where I show you step by step the CPF framework, how to repurpose your own content or help train your VA to repurpose your content themselves. And don't forget to stay unprofessional, my dudes.